Hey, I hope you're doing well. So before we start, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on our channel. It just really helps us out. And if you don't want to do it for us, do it for young Billy Ray Cyrus here. Make him happy, make YouTube great again, and like and subscribe to our channel. Alright, so now let's get back to the topic. It recently turned into October, and I love October because it's my birthday month and the leaves turn orange, and I think it's super beautiful. But it's also a really unusual October just because it's so warm. Right now it's shirts and shorts weather, and that is extremely unusual. So here in New England we have 4 distinct seasons. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall. And that's actually really normal for areas 30 to 60 degrees north and south of the tropics. However, in the tropics, they only have 2 seasons, which is hot and dry and hot and humid.
Oh! Stay on top.
But our concept of seasons is slowly changing. We all know that climate change is real, at least most of us do, and we all know that it's mostly dictated by human activity. What we didn't know, however, is that slowly but surely the tropics are expanding about 0.1 to 0.2 degrees of latitude every decade. And so places that have 4 seasons typically are now slowly starting to experience the 2 seasons of hot and dry and hot and wet. That is crazy, but before we talk any more about how the seasons are changing, let's take a moment to figure out what a season is. There are 2 definitions for what a season is. The first definition is the astronomical definition, and that's dependent on just the Earth's tilt and the length of the days themselves. So in the Northern Hemisphere, what we define as winter based on that definition is based on solstices. So for winter, it's the winter solstice, which is on December 22nd, the shortest day of the year. And winter goes until March 21st, which is called the vernal equinox, where the sunlight and the nighttime are both equal. And so winter, by this definition, isn't dependent on a time span, but rather the position of the Earth and its tilt. And so like winter, every other season in this definition is kept track based on the equinoxes to the solstices. And so in this case, we're just keeping track of the sunlight to nighttime hours, and that's it. But then I'm lazy, and you're probably lazy, and so are most meteorologists. So they came up with their own definition, which is to take the 12 months we have, divided by 4, and that's the seasons that we have. So winter in this case wouldn't matter what solstice to equinox it is, it would just be 12 divided by 4, and then you would just get December, January, and February, those 3 months. And in some cases, this is a better definition because it coincides with what we notice when we go outside and interact with the world. Okay, so now let's get back to business. Like we mentioned earlier, even places with 4 seasons are slowly turning into places that only have 2 seasons, which is hot and dry and then hot and wet. But even in places that still have the 4 seasons, we are noticing slight differences in weather. So we're noticing that winter is ending faster and spring is coming earlier. And we're noticing that winter is typically milder now than it was a decade or so ago. So in some sense, summers are actually being longer now. If we take spring and fall as transition periods for summer and winter, we're noticing that summer is being longer by about 13 days and winter is getting shorter by about 20 days. And then in February of 2017, a lot of eastern cities experienced all-time high temperatures, and it was just the middle of winter. Similarly for us, just last week in October, we experienced 90-degree weather, and it's October, my birthday month. So does this mean that the merging of 4 seasons into 2 will happen in the near future? The answer is we don't know. However, the changes in seasonal temperatures is affecting the ecosystem now. So what does this mean for Artemis? So what does this mean for autumn famous orange leaves? Decreasing light is what signals the chlorophyll to break down, causing leaves to turn from green to orange. But the colder temperatures is what helps that color come out more vibrantly and slowly. And so because temperatures have been higher, the colors may not come out as vibrant as they should, at least not initially. So North New England typically sees the peak fall foliage around late September, with the rest of the northeastern region seeing it by mid-October. But some experts predict that we're going to see peak fall foliage and the peak orange color about a week later than what we initially expected because of the warmer temperatures. But the seasonal shifts are not just affecting trees. Also, northeastern birds that go down to the south for the winter are coming back about 13 days earlier. So that means the goddamn Canadian geese are returning back sooner. But the changing temperatures are also affecting ecosystems like forests, because now forests are invading the tundra ecosystem, reducing the habitats of Arctic foxes, snowy owls, and caribou. But also, these unusual temperatures are affecting our crop yields. So in 2012, because of an unusually warm winter, it caused premature budding of cherries, and that caused over $212 million of crop loss for Michigan. So yeah, it's getting chilly right now, but it's a delayed chill. Global warming is blurring the lines between seasonal changes. And what we're seeing now is just the tip of the consequence iceberg. So we'll see what happens. But until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And me and this guy right here are gonna see you for the next video. Ciao.